Wolftick Nation, thank you guys for tuning into once again another Wolftick Videos episode. On today's episode, so excited to bring to you guys a whole new bike shop that we've gone to before, but it was closed. All right, we had some family move to Elk City, Oklahoma, of all places. All right, we're about to hit some trails here in a second, but this bike shop is called Garage Bicycle Works. You guys see that there? Got me some knee pads. The unfortunate thing is the owner is looking at getting out of the bike shop business. He's looking at maybe just selling this, right? And everything here is like a pretty good percentage off. So I had to get me some knee pads, had to get me a hat. There's some tools. All of the bikes right now are 25% off. There's even some that are 50% off. And speaking of which, we have got a Reid mountain bike right here. It's the MTB Sport Disc Edition. $325 with 25% off. What does it make that?
It's like,
I'm gonna set these over here.
260 something, I think, in that range.
260 something, guys.
Yeah, I'm just ballpark.
Yeah, so look, we want to leave it up to you guys, is that a good deal or not? But as soon as I met Ralph back here, he was like selling me on. He's like, yeah, bikes are this percentage off. He said, for people more built like you, you can look at those Reids over there. Right? So he called me short pretty much. But I said, hey, if that bike is 25% off, we got to take a look at it. So regular price is $325. How impressive is that? I mean, we just got done buying the Axum FS, which is a full squish, for what, $498, $500, right? And then you can start kind of settling down. How much was the Axum Sport?
That was $300.
$300 for the Axum Sport. Okay, so for $25, you get to.
This is going to be even less with the discount. It's going to be about $40 less than that.
And the thing is, this is what a lot of people always talk about with, and we talk about with the pluses of going to a bike shop as opposed to buying something at Walmart. We have a Bike Pro back here. He's made sure this thing shifts good, make sure the pressure is good, everything is aligned, you know, somewhat. And he just got done telling me right now a while back he was setting up a bike for one of the customers, took some spacers out of here, set it up for him, just like a bike shop should do, right?
Set it up for a demo, and then the person that tried it liked it so much they bought that.
They bought it. So what I'm getting at is it's kind of the plus and the minus. Maybe you pay $25 more at a bike shop. Currently not at this one because we got the percentage off, but we're about to do a little once over on this bike, and there is another one over here. This is the Pro Disc. This is the Sport. We're going to talk about the differences and how much more money that separate the two. All right, guys? So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's start talking about the Reid Bike Company.
I mean, wow, this is bad. This is a whole new level of people right here.
You're going to need the elbow pad.
All right, guys, so let's go and start talking about the front of the bike area before we get to the group set, because I know that's going to be what everybody's curious about, what this thing has got. All right, so I'm thinking we've got about a 740 bar. It's actually pretty wide. 740-ish. It feels really close to the Axum Sport. And that's kind of what I have to compare this bike to. Even the grips feel the same as the Axum Sport. So it's very interesting. We have a 4-bolt stem here. And it looks to be, I'm going to go with maybe a 60 to 70 millimeter stem on there. All right. We do have a pretty good amount of spacers. So, and I kind of like that because it looks to be like the cockpit's really not that tied in with that long stem and that nice high rise on the steerer tube. So I do like that. Now, before we talk about the shifters, I'm going to talk about this fork, okay? Because this is one of the differences I actually see when it comes to the Sport and the Expert. I think it's an Expert or a Pro back there. Now this, I'm guessing, is just it's branded with an R, so it's a Reid fork, okay? Coil. The cool thing about this fork, I'm guessing it's probably got about 80 millimeters of travel. Again, we didn't buy this bike, but that's what they offer here, one of their entry-level bikes. So we don't know the specs completely. But we got a preload knob, like most coil forks do, right? Got the preload knob, but what's kind of cool about this is we have got a lockout knob as well. Look at that. And it locks that fork out. So that's pretty interesting there as well. I do like that. Coil fork definitely going to be the heaviest part of the bike. I might have to ask Ralph how much this thing weighs if he knows. But all right, now let's start talking about the group set on this bike. So this is going to be offered with and this is something that also changes when it comes to the Sport and the Pro back there. The group set is going to be a Shimano tourney 3x7, and you also have a tourney front derailleur as well as the rear. Now, the unfortunate, which I was like, oh no, but again, if we're doing a comparison with the Axum Sport, it's a freewheel, okay? It's not a free hub. The 3x up front is going to be a 24, 38, and a 42 tooth on the front crankset. Our chain rings, and then the rear is going to be a 14 to 28 tooth. Again, that's all Shimano tourney. We've had this group set before. Not the greatest of group sets.
It's not the worst either, though.
Not the worst. Microshift 26 is pretty bad. So that's the group set on this thing. Should get you some decent climbing. I'm glad it's a 3x, because if this thing were a 1x, ooh, it'd be a little bit difficult. Let's talk about these brakes. Let me swap this over, and then we'll talk about the wheels and wheel set. All right, so the wheels, or the brakes, are going to be the... Oh, let's see. Okay, so that's something interesting I didn't notice, guys. If you guys look right here on the brakes and the shifters, because remember, this is a 3x, we both got front and rear derailleur, they're integrated. We always talk about that being a difficult problem when it comes to having to like do upgrades separately, right? You kind of have to do them all together if you want to do a group set and brakes or brakes. So these are Shimano brake levers. They're V-brakes, and I believe these are the jack calipers, mechanical brakes. And we have had those before on a lot of bikes. They come on a lot of Walmart bikes as well. And you've got both front and rear 160mm rotors. Now, something I was super surprised with is, check these out. We actually have a set of these tires. These are the Kenda Badger tires. Sorry, Honey Badgers. 27.5 by 2.20 tires. They're very knobby. I mean, check out how knobby those things are.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get that name brand tire for $325. You know, that's what they normally sell this bike for.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's something right now.
Yeah. The wheel set looks to be aluminum. I'm guessing it is a...
We're not prepared for initial impressions.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's like a 30... That looks like a 36 spoke. That's a lot of spokes in there. And it is a Schrader drilled as opposed to the Presto. Again, not a really big deal there. I don't know, man. I like this bike. Let's talk about the seat post real quick. No kickstand. It's okay. And that's my kind of seat post that I like. It's a 31.6, but check her out. That sucker drops all the way down. If that were in the way, this is like a small, it's a size small frame. That sucker were in the way, we drop it all the way down.
How's the standover?
Yeah, let's try the standover. Standover's good.
Not bad.
No, standover's good. Wow. Okay. I mean, and what's a trip about it is I would have to get rid of some of these spacers and drop that sucker down a little bit, because it does seem like I'm up here. You know what I mean? But with that seat raised up a little bit and some droppers taken out of it, I can see this thing being very comfortable. And a little bell action. All right, so that's going to be the Reid. I don't know if that's an MT8 or an MTB, but anyway, this is the Sport. All right, let me pull the Pro over here. You think MTB? We're going to pull the Sport over here, and we're going to take a look at it and see some of the differences. All right, guys, now here is the step up, okay? So before we mention the price, let's talk about some of the, I guess, things that you can just definitely see, or at least I noticed. This is the Pro. You have more of a matte paint job on this, and that's one of the things that Ralph was saying, the Bike Shop Pro here. Since one of the big differences is going to be the paint job. And remember, these aren't like decaled on there. I'm guessing that they maybe shot some gray on there, and then they painted the blue over it. You can feel... That's what I think it is, because it's all the same texture. It's not painted over, you know. It doesn't have that clear coat with the bumps and all that raised feeling to it. So the paint job's definitely going to be different. Now the cool thing is we go from a 3x7 to a 3x8. So you get an additional cog in the back, a 24, 38, and a 42. So same as the other one. In the rear, we're still going, the rear we're rocking a free hub.
Really?
A free hub.
For $25 more?
$25 more, we get a free hub.
Huh.
Now that's going to be a Shimano, an HG Hyperglide. And I don't know the tooth count on that. Just try to count the cogs, and I believe it's a 12 to 30 teeth. And I believe it's a 12 to 32 tooth free hub. $25 more, and it's a free hub. That's a big deal, because that's going to save you more than $25. Yeah, that's going to save you big time. It looks to be the same type of shifters, the Tourneys. Okay. Oh, well, hang on. All right, so that Tourney over there is going to be a Tourney 6 to 7 speed. This one here is going to be the Tourney TX. I don't really know the differences there, but so you do actually get possibly an upgraded derailleur for that.
I think it's a next step up.
Yeah, might be the next step up. Looks like the shifters and the brakes are going to be the exact same, but remember, instead of a 3x7, it's going to be a 3x8. And then one of the big notices that are big things I've noticed that were actually different is we get a zoom fork up here. Now it does have smaller stanchions, but it has a lot more travel. I'm guessing it has a lot more travel.
It looks like it's got about 20 more.
Yeah, it looks to be 20 more, and we actually have a different style lockout on here, which is kind of cool. I've never seen that before. You see that lockout? You see the green? And it goes red when it's locked. Green to be open, red to be locked. That's kind of cool. That additionally has a preload knob. And I believe both of them, okay, yeah, they are both 9mm quick release. Saming, oh, that's a little bit different change up too. Instead of the jack brakes, we've actually got, some Tektro mechanical brakes. How cool is that? Okay, and Tektro rotors, both 160mm. That is neat. Okay. 170mm crank arms, a little bit different of a paint job, still size small. Man, I don't know.
Tires.
Oh yeah, the
Lose
tires.
the honey badgers.
Yeah, we lose the honey badgers. We get to more of a smoother compound on the tires for sure. Let's see. They look like maybe some just generic, maybe they're Reid brand tires. They're gonna be 27.5 by 2.10, and those are 2.20. So you lose a little bit of width.
You lose a little bit of tire, but you gain a free hub, which is the biggest thing.
Yeah, I'll take that all day.
And you gain a little bit better group set.
Yeah, a little bit better group set for, it's $350, you know? And if you guys are in the Elk City area, you guys are watching this episode and you live nearby, you can come over here and get 25% off one of the bikes.
Not just that, the taxes out here are a lot cheaper.
They're cheap because we're in the county. And guys, everything on the walls in here is 50% off. So not only do I have my hat, my knee pads, I'm gonna keep on looking around. But man, very thankful. I just wanted to thank the Garage Bicycle Works guys for letting us come in here and film. Appreciate that a lot. And man, hopefully you guys come over here and check these guys out before they either change ownership or this place is something else, you know, something different. But if we lived closer, it'd be like, man, we need to buy this shop. This is a really cool shop. But all right, Wolfstick Nation, we appreciate you guys watching as always. Thanks for watching the Reid mountain bike episode, man. A little initial impressions on these bikes. They're very cool, but we will see you guys on the next episode.
Yeah.